Hi, everybody. Are you ready? This is a huge week. So this is your weekly astrology forecast from Born Without Boundaries. It's a day-by-day, play-by-play of the cosmos and how it's going to affect us generally. I did pull out on Wednesday play-by-play for each first house to show you where in your life the full moon lunar eclipse, super full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius is going to be impacting you, but I will go deeper into that with tarot and oracle cards on my Instagram feed live on Wednesday. That's born_without_boundaries. It's written along the bottom right here. And I really hope that you will join me for that in-depth zodiac specific reading. As I go live and do that, we can like talk and chat, or you can talk and chat with everybody else. But whatever happens, I just want you to know that it is going to be happening on Wednesday. So please find me over on Instagram. And hopefully you can join. If you don't catch that, don't worry, because I will be reposting it over here as well, as like I do all the other daily tarot card readings. But it would be nice to see you live, This is a very important week. It's a very impactful week. And it is a week where we can expect, how about this? The safest way to move into this week is to not expect anything, because we will end up reeling and being surprised. And expectations are really just roadblocks that your past puts up for your future. Because that's what we build our expectations on, right? On our past, what we've already experienced, but that blocks our future. Like, it doesn't make any sense to have those expectations, because especially now, they will be blown out of the water. This week, especially around the super full moon lunar eclipse, will feel like you've been spun and 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 spun. Remember that game we played when we were kids where you would have to like spin yourself, and then someone would say run, and you'd have to try to race, and your equilibrium was all off, so like you couldn't run straight and you'd be knocking into each other? Especially toward the end of the week, it would be much better if what you do is do not listen to that person that says, okay, now run. And instead, sit your dizzy ass down and allow yourself the compassion to just get your head straight and your equilibrium back, because your equilibrium will be thrown off. Open to new experiences, but it could also be on the heels of being forced out of your comfort zone. We're kind of done with the South Node. It's almost like a South Node purge, because remember, this moon in Sagittarius is where the South Node is, right? The South Node is in Sagittarius. It's like we're kind of done with this general, overarching, all-encompassing kind of perspective. We want a more personal, individual perspective. We want individuality back, right? Which also includes personal responsibility and capability and capacity, and a different way to look at one's self, especially when one is going through difficult times. Instead of making it be something that makes you feel weak, realizing that it's opportunity to actually become stronger. Now, I'm going to get into the day-by-day, play-by-play, but I really can't stress enough that all of us will be experiencing karma in one way or the other. It will be delivered to us. And if it's bad karma or good karma, we will be making adjustments to our lives because of it. But we will not be necessarily prepared to know how to do that. And that's where the equilibrium will be off. And instead of listening to people who would push you into or back you into corners or push you into directions that you're not ready to go or you don't know enough about, it's better, and you actually do have the time to sit with your new dealings, to sit with your either new resources or new situation and figure out, where do I go from here? Have enough compassion for yourself to give yourself the time to figure out where you're going to go from here, because you are going to go someplace different. There are definitely going to be there are definitely going to be redirections in our lives. And like I said, depending on whether you get good karma or bad karma, like for example, you may think, hey, I won the lotto and I have $135 million that sitting in my banking account now. But I was from a poor family and I don't know what to do with that kind of money. And I have people calling me left and right, invest, buy this. They're not doing it for your sake. They're doing it for their sake. So do not make decisions. The only decision you make is, I don't really know where to go from here. So step by step, I'm going to start with people that I trust, and I'm going to get the information, and I'm going to learn about my new situation, and I'm not going to let myself be pushed or rushed right now. I'm not, especially toward the end of the week when that moon goes into Capricorn. It's in its detriment in Capricorn, but at the same time, it's a very humbling position for our emotions. It's like, don't let your emotions get away from you right now. Take things slow and be very responsible and pedantic with the new situation or circumstances that you have. Let's get into the summary. In summary, this week is a week of karmic come-upence. It's a week where there will be closing out of generational karma, completing it and finishing it and being rewarded for doing so. The abundance that comes in, however, may be something that's a little difficult for us to handle since it has been denied to us for so long. Remember, this is karma that's been owed to you from generations back, could be from lifetimes back, right? This could be karma that's been after you for generations, right? So it's almost like we may not have the ability or be prepared to handle what comes to us. So it's life-changing in that it's almost forcing us to go into a cocoon and burst out of it within one day. And that'll make it even more difficult for us to realize or know what to do with our wings. So it's best to just go slow. It's okay, especially toward the end of the week after the full moon and the big reveals that happen around that time, to sit with things to get yourself into an emotionally stable place so that you're not acting impulsively. It is important to move forward from this week with a feeling of strength and certainty in your self-worth so that you can completely and fully accept new experiences. It is really a very beautiful week, and some people's worlds will change in huge ways, especially if we start to see the world in a new way. And that's really how this energy is going to change you. It will open up your mind and enlighten you so that you can never go back to seeing things the way that they were. And that's also why people are starting to see you differently, because they're going to see aspects of you that they never saw before. And it will change. It's almost like going back to your high school reunion and suddenly becoming the popular one when you were the geek, because people see these new dynamics to you that they never saw before. And suddenly you've changed because people's perception of you has changed. But internally, you still have to catch up with that, because you know who really you are and who you've always been. Maybe other people are just catching up with that reality. So it is a big shift. It's especially it's a shift that is created through shifting perceptions. It is really a very beautiful week, especially if we start to see the world in a new way or receive information that changes our mind in a direction that we didn't anticipate. This week can change permanently. And I think the changes this week will be permanent changes. We won't be able to go back to what we were. And it is happening really quickly, which is why we need to be compassionate enough to ourselves and to everybody else to give them time to adapt. And it's designed to redirect us if it's fallen off. If it's designed to redirect us if we've fallen off course. Remember that this is a full super moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius, which is where the South Node is. This is us being blown out of the fucking comfort zone, South Node, the old place we used to be. We must now be directed toward the North Node toward our true north, toward what we're really capable of doing. And that means just finishing out like our old self, our old perceptions, saying goodbye to that old energy that doesn't serve us and, we really don't deserve anymore. Let's get into the day-by-day, play-by-play. Sunday, May 23rd, this is when Saturn is going into retrograde. And I can't overstress enough what a big day this is, because the moon goes into Scorpio almost like around this time. And so the moon goes into its fall position in Scorpio and Saturn goes into retrograde. There is some shit coming up. Like, you are not going to be able to hide from the stuff that comes out. When the moon goes into Scorpio, it's like emotions will surprise you. Like your emotions will surprise you, because these are emotions that you've tried to hide from yourself or have been hidden from you. There are secrets that have been kept. There are truths that are going to come up and be revealed from the depths. Especially when Saturn goes into retrograde, people are going to be held accountable for whoever oppressed it or pushed it down or didn't deal with that shit. FYI. So what does that mean when Saturn goes into retrograde? He's picking up the work Pluto in retrograde is already doing, but he's translating it into the 3D. So you're following the rules, but are you following your heart? Are the rules fair and balanced? Or do they have to be changed? What are the things you have to do but have been avoiding? Well, they're going to be in your face, blocking your view until you do something about them. Saturn is trine both to Venus and the North Node when it goes into retrograde, making us take a deeper look at our direction and how we've handled finances and relationships. We're willing to slow down now and review details we may have skipped. It's a great time to look over opportunities that you may want to invest in long term. That includes large purchases and long-term relationships. It's an especially good time to meet people that you can have serious long-term relationships with and collect information from that will help you make progress on tasks that have seemed daunting. It's like the hard stuff has slowed down, like a scene in the Matrix. Remember when like the bullets come at them and all of a sudden is like going through water? It's like the hard stuff is slowing down so we can really get a handle on it. I want you to understand that all this week is not designed to hurt and harm you. It's designed to redirect you and realign you. Family affairs are important now. Healing and fixing any self-defeating behaviors that have made you suffer and working to improve yourself are big points of focus right now on Sunday. Family affairs are important now, more from the karmic perspective of fulfilling generational debts so they can be released and make way for new things ahead. We'll see them, understand them, and learn from the mistakes of our fathers or our ancestors, grateful for the lessons their mistakes have taught us. I say father specifically because Saturn is the father or paternal energy. The moon is in Libra, trine Jupiter in Pisces, setting the stage for emotional and spiritual experiences with partners, maybe even finding partners we can connect deeply with. The moon is also trine Mercury, so we can understand our feelings clearly. So it's a great time for self-awareness, once again, compassion and healing. Mercury is square to Neptune, forcing us to wake up from our dreams, perhaps confusing our thoughts. So be sure to slow down and check everything twice. This position could help us use intellect to crack through fantasies that have failed us. And sometimes we don't even know that we're believing in fantastical things because we're doing it because of past trauma. So this is the time to really get those messages that go right to your head to say, you've been making bad decisions because you've been making them with a broken brain. This is the help that you need to make decisions that are actually healthy for you. Think of this is the day when our kindness and compassion could open doors for us. impressing people with our mature sense of kindness and what is most important to us. It's a prayer-filled day of retrospection. Think the Four Swords. Think of the tarot card, the Four of Swords, where we can gain illumination from reflecting on how far we've come and how blessed we are to have benefited from the sacrifices of others. The past will catch up with you today. Is it good or bad? Either way, we learn from our failures, forced now to improve our lives. Good karma can also come to us in the form of missed opportunities, finding us again after someone notices how much we've grown, right? But with that whole Saturn in retrograde, it's you have to have earned it. Like Saturn is one of the most, like, I know he's a malefic, but Saturn is like one of the most generous energies when it's after it's almost killed you and made you earn it with your blood, sweat, and tears. But when it has, holy shit, is the payoff huge. Do you know what I'm saying? Good karma can also come to us in the form of missed opportunities. This is especially true for individuals in the first part of their lives, which is under 35. Both the sun and the moon are in hard aspects to the South Node. So be sensitive to your past now, especially your family. And even if there's been a family member that's caused you a lot of pain and suffering, be grateful. Thank them out loud. Pray to them out loud and say, thank you for the lessons you've taught me. I honor the place that you have filled in my life because of the lessons that you've taught me and the strength that I've gained from them. It's not a time for hatred. It's not a time for suffering. And it's not a time for feeling like the victim. It is a time for recognizing your strength by releasing those things that now you see you deserved better, right? Learn from the mistakes of your fathers. Learn from the mistakes of your ancestors and be grateful that you have that knowledge based on the sacrifices and hard hits that they took. Learn from your mistakes. Learn from their mistakes with increased compassion. Compassion is the key word for Sunday. Mantra: my ancestors lift me up, protecting me with their unconditional love. Thank you for the lessons. I am free now to be me and decide who I want to be. So you're liberating yourself from them and from their karma by honoring it and being grateful for it and letting it teach you something. Monday, May 24th comes around and the moon is now in Scorpio. It's in its fall position, in positive aspects to Mars in Cancer, which is the 4th house, and South Node and Chiron. We are putting our ghosts to rest, for real, releasing tormented souls, so they can find peace and bring us love, as well as releasing those tormented aspects of ourselves so that we can find peace and love. This could be literal for those dealing with the loss of family members or figuring out their assets, etc. It could, like, figuring out the assets of their family, their past family members. It could also be saying goodbye to those aspects of ourselves that we carried from our past lives, or those self-defeating beliefs that we inherited from somebody who was hurt and damaged so they could only hurt and damage us. And we realize that now. But it's a time when we have massive compassion. So instead of reacting in hatred and anger, instead we react with forgiveness and understanding. And in doing so, we liberate ourselves from being stuck the way that they were. This is very scorpionic energy, okay? We can realize today that we have the right to make different choices and that we should for our own good. So in a way, our ancestors are helping us by teaching us what not to do so we can make progress they couldn't. So this is all being realized really on Monday, even though it's starting on Sunday. This is intensified by Mars being opposite Pluto, making us insistent upon achieving our goals and willing to open ourselves to lessons we may that lessons that in the past we may have closed ourselves off to. Now we realize, look at what happened to somebody else because they didn't learn. Okay, I'm going to take the time to learn. Even if it feels like it's killing me, it's not really killing me because it really killed them. And I'm not going to let that happen to me. So I'm going to stick through this. Mars is, after all, in Cancer, making it more slow and moving more sidewinding in a sidewinding way. And so we're more apt to not be as impetuous or to not have the impetuous energy to just jump in things, which is really a safety net for us right now. Though at this time we can experience increased sensitivity and tendencies toward defensiveness. Please don't jump to conclusions or believe all your suspicions, especially that somebody is out to get you or intentionally did you wrong, because it's actually probably not true. They were probably acting in a way they thought was best or out of control of themselves. You know, don't forget people's humanity today. It's very important. With Mars in Cancer, trining Neptune and Pisces, the best way to move forward now is to help others and help them through understanding and compassion. And in this way, you will increase people's faith in you. As well as help you get outside of yourself so that your ambitions don't get in your way. The best way to summarize this energy is to be kind unconditionally, without expectation, because expectations with others or from others can lead to serious disappointments right now. Today, what is best is to focus on learning and understanding. That's the way that you will make the best progress and the best of this energy. So the mantra for Monday: angels give me patience and increased compassion, listening instead of speaking. I am loved unconditionally, surrounded by your love and light. Thank you for your guidance, morning, noon, and night. We move into Tuesday, May 25th. And since, at least in the United States of America, the full moon is actually happening in the wee hours of the morning on May 26th. This is kind of when I recommend you would do your full moon ritual toward the night of the 25th, because unless you want to stay up. We will be able to see the full moon lunar eclipse on the 26th, but out in California, it's going to be happening at like 1:30 a.m. And out on the East Coast, it's going to be happening at 4:30 a.m. We should still be able to catch it without interference of sunrise. On the East Coast, it's going to get a little wonky. I think over in Europe, it will be interrupted by sunrise. You know, you may not be able to see the eclipse fully because the sun will be risen already. But over here in the States, in the wee hours of the morning, if we want to stay up, we can watch it. It'll take about, I think, an hour from beginning to end, but you'll see the moon, which is called the flower moon because it happens. It's all about blossoming and new opportunity and new experience. It's a springtime celebration moon. But it's because of the eclipse, what will happen is you'll start to see a rusty red shadow, a rusty red color start to pass over it, because that's the shadow that the earth is projecting upon it. The earth is actually, I think, coming between the moon and the sun, so earth's shadow is cast on the moon, and that's why it gets that red color. So it's really awesome to watch, but you will have to stay up late for it, FYI. So May 25th, here we go. The moon in Scorpio is opposite the sun, setting us up like an arrow being pulled back, hurting us with all that we haven't accomplished to motivate us into movement in a new direction. We may find the desire to help those less fortunate than us, talk to people we'd otherwise consider strange. So we are driven to do great things. It drives us right into contact with things. We are so driven to do great things, we are willing to try things we never thought we'd consider. For some of us, we may realize, which could be dangerous too, so watch out for that. For some of us, we may realize our true calling around this time. For others, it may reaffirm our direction and correct our course. if we've gone astray. We'll suffer the disappointment of how we've sabotaged ourselves in the past, only to make our convictions stronger. This is an exceptional time to see how fantastical thinking and illusion has thrown us off course from our true path. With Neptune's play on Venus and Mercury, this is a cathartic time, and it could reveal how we've sabotaged relationships or opportunities with our imagined images of how they were supposed to be, or how they were supposed to go, as opposed to working with in our moment and within the resources at hand. So it's almost like realizing kind of like how we were part of missing our opportunities because we were so intent with this is what I want and only this, or how we kind of got thrown off path because from what we really, really wanted to do in life, because, you know, we didn't want to face how disappointed we were in ourselves because maybe we made mistakes, etc., etc. So this is the time when we are able to work through all that. It's a time of great emotional intelligence because Jupiter is in Pisces along with Neptune. So it's a time of really emotional enlightenment and a great deal of ability to become spiritually enlightened and find faith again. The South Node, opportunities. Wait, the South Node and Uranus are still very harmonious. I don't know what that means. The South Node and Uranus are still very harmonious, are in harmonious communication with each other, which means that we are ready and we are actually getting the universe's help, and it is conspiring to help us move past our comfort zone and past and our past in general. The moon in Scorpio trining to Neptune in Pisces, and this can help us come into a heightened sense of spirituality or spiritual encounters. So dreams may come readily now. You may get or encounters with animal totems or people or places or things that we haven't seen for a long time, and remind us of our ancestors or deliver messages from our ancestors or messages from the past. This is a really message in the bottle time, when messages that were sent out a long time ago finally reach our frequency and we can finally pick them up. This is so we can release the past and let it go and complete anything that we still had kind of open and on the table. Whatever the case may be, expect the unexpected encounters that catalyze movement in you and inspire you toward your greater goals. This could be a time of fantastic recognition where opportunities that were held back from you or never got through finally make their way to you. This could be a time when suddenly you are acknowledged. It's like suddenly people can see you even though you've been standing in front of them the whole time. It's like, oh my God, when did you get here? And you're like 20 years ago. You know what I'm like? It's kind of like that. It's like, but everybody's awakening to different things now and realizing different things because our perception is shifting. The way we see things is shifting. So we're seeing things the way that we never saw them before. And that could just present us with new opportunities that were right in front of us and we didn't have the ability to see yet, right? Including other people not having the ability to see us. Of course, there's two sides. Hold on, I'm saying this could be a time when you're suddenly, even though you've been standing in front of you. Of course, there's two sides to every coin. So this could also be a time when you have to experience significant amounts of pain or frustration based on the lessons that you skipped over or the work you haven't done. So you will be held accountable for that. It will come hit you hard. That's what Saturn in retrograde does. And it don't give a shit. Mantra. Welcome teachers, welcome truth. Angels protect my heart. I am change, I am truth, I am progress. So really it's, I welcome teachers, I welcome the truth. Angels protect my heart, right? If you need a little bit of a stability. I am change, I am truth. I am progress. Wednesday, May 26th, full moon in Sagittarius, lunar eclipse. If you are in the USA, we already went over that, the times, etc., etc. Okay, let's get right into this. If you are Libra first house, so Libra rising, if you are a Libra rising, not Libra sun, check out your rising sign. You can go online. You need your birthday, your birth time, your birthplace, and you can get a free natal chart just in a second, done by any number of websites that do it for free. Find out where your ascendant is. If you are Libra ascendant, this happens in your third house. The full moon is happening in your third house. And it's bringing sudden changes in thought and understanding of things. Expect enlightenment from issues outside of yourself. You could be suddenly inspired to study or go back to school to master an interest you didn't have before. This inspiration comes through information from a new friendship or conversations with new people. And that's just a brief overview of where most of the change in perspective is coming if you're a Libra ascendant. If you're a Scorpio ascendant, it takes place in your second house, which is Sagittarius. It's illuminating foreign travel, financial potential through travel or through networking and relations with foreign connections. It could also mean sudden changes or having to react quickly to financial situations. So pay close attention. That could mean opportunities opening up for you, right? Absolutely. But just pay really close attention to anything, because it's the second house. So it's the house of finances and earnings and worldly luxury. So pay close attention to sudden changes there, including an opportunity. And maybe you want to invest your money, or maybe you want to buy and sell stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, watch the market. Sagittarius rising. If you are Sagittarius rising, this is a sudden change in your understanding of yourself, because it's happening in your first house, right? It's a sudden change in how you understand yourself and how you fit in with the rest of the world. What you once considered fun and playful, you may now consider to be a burden. Your sense of adventure is changing as the way you see yourself changes. You could be, there could be huge awakenings to your philosophy toward global issues or global awareness. If you have Capricorn, like I said, that's just skimming the surface, but generally, if you're a Capricorn ascendant, this is happening, I believe, in your 12th house. So expect sudden surprises and unexpected benefits or losses concerning your willingness to take chances. You may be suddenly more risky than you normally were once you realize how being too conservative has held you back. Aquarius, if you are Aquarius ascendant, this is happening in your 11th house of social communications, expansion, progress, and change. Since Saturn is currently in Aquarius in retrograde, this is the moment you become aware of any mistakes you've made or misconceptions when it comes to social justice. There's big turnarounds that could happen in terms of social justice, awareness, or just like sort of meta-conscious thought and what we believe as a tribe. All of a sudden it's like, why the fuck were we doing that? It's not helping us, it's hurting us. So this is the area in life where big changes will come. And if you are Aquarius ascendant, those will trickle down to somehow impacting your personal life. And then if you're Pisces ascendant, it's happening in your 10th house. So you may travel overseas for opportunities for businesses. There may be business interactions or transactions. Foreign culture has become an inspiration for a new project that you're working on or a new business you're building, or you may have to travel for these business opportunities. It's a good time to travel, get out of town. Especially for a job offer. You could get a job offer from a company that's run in a foreign country, or decide to build your life somewhere far from where you are now. Whatever you decide, you're in it for the long haul. So Pisces, this is like 10th house is all about, what you build, the money that, not just the money that you earn, it's what you build. It's what you make of yourself in this life. So it's almost like there could be huge changes in what you want to do with your life, or you see what you've built and maybe you're not so proud of it, or you have new ideas for it. Since it's happening in Sagittarius energy, it could very well be that, you might want to David Hasselhoff your projects and take them overseas, or see how a different country outside the States reacts. Because maybe if you can't find your fortune where you are, you can find your fortune where you haven't been. And exploring different options or different types of people to share yourself with could really help you move forward in your goals in life. Aries, if you're Aries rising, it's going to happen in your 9th house. So you want to really bust out of here. 9th house is the house of foreign travel. It's Sagittarius. It's ruled by Sagittarius. It's ruled by Jupiter. It's ruled by optimism, expansion, seeing the world for what it can be instead of what it isn't, as well as being curious about different cultures and thinking about the big picture. So don't be surprised if you just want to bust out of here and get the fuck out of town. You get a huge surge of I got to get the fuck out of here, basically. And your worldview changes quickly because of information that comes to you. Taurus, if you are a Taurus ascendant, it's happening in your 8th house of regeneration. So randomly and out of the recesses of a dark past, an opportunity rises again. The pain you've held onto must be confronted now. Any issues with control are going to come to a head. Gemini, if you are a Gemini ascendant, this is happening in your 7th house of partnership. So swift change in relationship status, perhaps with a foreign twist. You may travel to see or meet someone or a partner, or partner with a person of a different ethnicity than you. You may travel with your loved ones, and that may end up changing your relationship. Whether it's a deeper connection or it makes you break up, there's going to be change. Any instances of escaping relationships, or any instances where you've escaped relationships in the past, they will come back at you now, and you'll have to confront them. If you're a Cancer ascendant, it's happening in your 6th house of health and wellness, and how you've cultivated your life and your loved ones. So watch your health here, because it could take a turn for the better or worse, or you just get information about how you should be caring for yourself. Concerns with travel may arise, like being worried about are there health risks, or oh, I'm not vaccinated, so I have to, and I have my tickets, but I can't go if I don't have my vaccine. Those kind of things could happen now. What have you not been keeping up with in terms of your wellness and health? That includes mental health, physical health, and physiological health, and emotional health. A swift change in health could flatten you or surprise you. That's Cancer rising. And then Leo rising, it's happening in your 5th house. So you're going to have swift changes to your direction in life, becoming inspired maybe by foreign affairs, or spontaneously realize an interest because of an opportunity arises in front of you and you want to explore it. You will follow your heart where it leads you, even if that is miles away. That's really adventurous. But really it's happening in this big changes are happening in your 5th house. So it's like your desires change. What you want out of life changes. Or it gets clarified and you stop letting things distract you so much from your heart's calling. And then if you're a Virgo rising, it's happening in your 4th house with family drama and surprises. Also family trips, travelers visiting you or you visiting them, sudden changes in the family dynamic that have been building for years. That's kind of where it's going to affect you the most. Now, the lunar eclipse happens very early in the United States. We already said that. With Saturn going into retrograde while the moon was in Scorpio, you can believe that by the time this eclipse rolls around, and this full moon eclipse rolls around, a lot of hurt and suffering from the past, or secrets that you didn't know had worked against you, are going to be coming out. The dirty laundry comes out and changes your perspective on what you thought you wanted out of life, or how you thought you perceived people. The universe is kicking us out of our comfort zones by bringing us face to face with messages or information that have been held back from us. This is a time to be prepared to try new things and ready to take a hard left turn or a redirection, you may not have a choice. Remember that Pluto is in retrograde as well, getting to the bottom of how truly aligned we are with our purpose here on Earth. Working with Mercury, Pluto will force understanding and awareness on matters. So hidden messages could surface. Hidden messages are a big part of this. Hold on. Okay. Hidden messages are a big part of all this, like hidden messages in words or messages that have been hidden from us. So we have a deep patience and tendency toward commitment now. So whatever new direction we are pointed in, will be committed to them long term. This could also be a time when the hardships of our parents, especially fathers, come to the forefront. We talked about that in the summary. And when we're ready to see them as, because now we're ready to see them as humans and as individuals. And that's really being pushed out of the South Node energy and into the North Node energy. North Node is in Gemini. And that's where you see people one-on-one as individuals. It's one-on-one communications. It's not big philosophy. It's listening to people's individual perspectives. So we're being forced out of seeing people in generalizations or putting them into categories. And we're being more respectful and honoring them as individuals and their humanity. So the truth comes out and it gets messy, and we'll be glad, overall, we'll be glad that it happened. The mantra for this full moon: I am open to new opportunities and I welcome change. I receive these revelations with an open heart and mind. I am protected by angels. I am protected by love and light. I am protected by angels morning, noon, and night. Thursday, May 27th. Focus is the key to success today, and it will be a pretty easy energy to tap into. The conflicts come in the way of getting things done. We're ready to commit, but we don't know how to commit. Our insecurities or our need to be in a relationship or should be analyzed at this time. It's a good thing to do in this energy to try and understand behavior patterns and choices we've made. Settling for people who are not good enough for us, rushing into relationships with people we feel so strong for, but who we don't really know well enough to justify how strongly we feel for them. This is the day best spent understanding and realizing ourselves and what our emotional impulses are really cluing us into in terms of our real needs and what we really want. It's not a great day to make decisions in love or get into a new love or relationship situation or even sign contracts, but it is a good day to just look over the facts and over the opportunities. We may be too inclined toward impulsivity to make a permanent decision because of emotional tenderness right now. So the mantra for Thursday: angels, stay my hand, steady my hand. I have time. Grant me patience. I am patience. I deserve better than my worst days. And remember my past so I don't repeat it. Friday, May 28th rolls around. Despite all, and by now the moon has moved into Capricorn. It's in its fall position, but it is still kind of stable in Capricorn. So despite all the emotional chaos in the past couple of days, we've remained faithful and stuck to our higher purpose. And if that's true, we'll be very, very happy by Friday. Welcome to the day your karma is delivered. You get a close-up look at who you really are, and so do others. If it's good, you'll receive great credit for this. You're being kicked out of the South Node now. We are taking ourselves way too seriously right now, when we have to step back a bit to realize just how good we have it. The moon is in Capricorn now, and we'll be attracted to things that are shiny for the next few days. A good way to it's a good day to talk to somebody new, maybe a new romantic interest, but somebody who's different than we used to be attracted to. Could be very good, right? Because very good is like just sort of like realizing what we deserve and what we want, and making the right choices in love instead of the impulsive ones. We may be inclined to make these important decisions in romance and finance on what appeals to others or on status, but that doesn't matter right now. You will feel compelled to push things into being or push them along, but please resist the urge. It could lead you back to a poor situation and misunderstandings in love and money. Don't make decisions today. Keep yourself open to different prospects and enjoy the process of what each individual or opportunity offers to you. Mercury and Venus are conjunct. They're like sitting right on top of each other today. So it's making us extremely confident communicators. So it's a great day for a date with a new interest, but don't rush in to proposing marriage just because you've been single for too long. It's a great day. Excellent communicators, but so are other people. So you could get easily talked into something, or you could easily talk somebody else into something. So this is a great day for like new prospecting, but it's not a great day to really sign contracts. Just to let you know. I want you to know that overall, this is a week of great change and great like new perceptions, but it is not a day I wanted to say this to you in the beginning. Do not push. And I've been picking up on this energy in my daily readings for the past week. This is a time of receptivity. It's a time that the universe is going to be bringing energy to us. Whether it's good or bad, it don't fucking matter now. We're going to have to receive it. You try to push that shit away, you are going to get smacked hard. You have to receive whatever's coming to you now. You have to receive it with humility and faith. This is a time of reception. It is not a good time to push or force anything because the universe is just in so much momentum now for payback. This is the payback time. You know, it's either a time of goodness or badness, but this is karmic payback, right? And so you have to receive, you have to be ready for it, or it's going to get dumped on you and hurt you, even if it's good stuff. It's like, listen, if somebody's going to unload $135 million on you, you better be ready for that fucking truck to arrive, right? Because you could get buried under all that money if you let it surprise you, or you try to push it away, stop. There's no pushing. There's only receptivity now. Please get yourself into a position of faith and receptivity right now. Your mantra for Friday, I am patience. I open myself to differences and different perspectives. And then Saturday, May 29th, the moon and Pluto are in conjunction, both in Capricorn, and they're sitting right on top of each other now. This is an especially intense time where we are devoted to building something and being successful. It's a great time to show your loving side, but not a great time to actually fall in love. So judgment is impaired by perceived failures and an impulsive need to compensate for them. It is best today to think twice before you make any decisions and to forgive yourself past mistakes before you consider changing direction for good. I want you to feel so good about yourself right now before ourselves right now, but we're feeling very vulnerable and compromised. And so we may get into situations where we throw ourselves into something or push matters in order to feel successful, but those won't last and they won't lead to long-term or real success. So what is it that you really want? And isn't it worth waiting for? As well, this is a time to just give yourself a second. Like I said in the beginning, this is the day when you really want to you've been spun so hard and turning like crazy. There's chaos up through the middle of the week. So what you want to do is sit on your ass. You don't want to push yourself to try to run because you're probably going to run right into the road or bump into somebody else. You just want to sit the fuck down and give yourself a second for your head to stop spinning and incorporate and internalize everything that's happened and learn from it. before you stand up and actually head in your new direction, right? You're going to inevitably head in that new direction, but you want to give yourself time to have a stable head and a stable heart, a harmonized head and heart before you start that new path. That's what Saturday is all about. I guess if I had to sum it up, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I just got a message and I apologize. If I had to sum it up, today is don't forget your standards. That's what Saturday is. Do not forget your standards, and don't forget to keep those standards high. If you came through the full moon having experienced some quote unquote bad karma, then you may be supercharged or inspired to prove yourself and prove your self-worth by doing things that really aren't in your best interest. If you were the recipient of some quote unquote good karma, then you might be inclined to rush into a new investment or a new purchase or a new romance without doing due diligence, because you're sort of reveling in your new good fortune and you're not being responsible with it. It's like, when you win that lottery ticket, it's not the best time to go on a shopping spree because you really don't know what to do with that money. You know what I'm saying? This day is best spent researching and exploring your new possibilities and being grateful for what you already have, so you don't let others back you into a corner for what they want you to do for them. Today is the day we most likely will not feel good enough for opportunities that are presented to us. So it is okay to sit with those new opportunities and consider them and get into the headspace that we need to feel really deserving of them, and bring ourselves into a more stable emotional place before we make any decisions. The mantra for Saturday: I am worthy. I am valued. I am loved unconditionally. I have time. I am success. And so with that, I want to say thank you so much, guys. I know this has been a long one, but thank you so much for sticking with me from beginning to end. Remember, your zodiac specific messages come every single week, Tuesday through Friday, starting off with Scorpio. Big shout out to the Scorpio clan and the Gemini clan. Scorpio, you rocked it out with views this week, and Gemini, so did you. So thank you so much, guys, for leading the way and really helping the channel out. I'm grateful to everybody who watches my videos, because you guys have really been rocking it out, and the channel is just growing and it's exceptional. So thank you. Please subscribe to Born Without Boundaries Tarot. If you're just finding me over here on Astrology Motivation, please subscribe to Astrology Motivation and subscribe to Born Without Boundaries Tarot. Your zodiac specific messages come out over on Born Without Boundaries Tarot and Vimeo Born Without Boundaries. That's where your extended messages and love readings are housed. And I do encourage you to go and make donations to the channel and get those videos, because they're the heartbeat of the channel. They're the best way to contribute to the success of the channel, because you also get extremely insightful messages along with your donations. So I'm always grateful for that support as well. You can subscribe in all places, including my website, bornwithoutboundariestarot.com. And yes, I do offer personal readings if you're interested. My bookings tend to fill up relatively quickly, and they tend to book out because I take one reading a day, 4 days a week. It's a heavy lift for me because I make so much other content. So it's tough for me. So I want to keep it focused to one reading a day, so I can focus on one person's energy every day. And all of that information is over on my website. So if you're interested, you can go figure stuff out over there, see the services I offer, book over there, pay over there. It's all a one-stop shop. It makes it pretty easy, to be honest with you. Hopefully I will see you on Instagram, born_without_boundaries, so we can go live and chat with each other, especially on Wednesday. And guys, have a beautiful week. We'll be checking in with each other daily, Monday through Friday, over on Instagram. I'll see you in the videos. I love you. Bye.